Talent People Ministry present Knowledge of Marriage with Dr. Fritz, counselor specialized in family problem solution, premarital counseling, conflict, and sexual desire. Phone number is 305-496-9011. Good evening. If it's the time that you receive this video, I would like you to do the same thing like you always do. Please subscribe, send it to one of your friends if it's good for you. And in order to keep me going, I really need you to do that. So I need your help, and I think you probably need me to bring this topic often if it's good, if you think it's good for your family and your friend. Today we're going to um, touch a subject. It's a very important subject. It is good for the teenager, and they ask for it. So let's see how it goes. They say parents should choose for their children. The debate over whether parents choose for their children, especially when it comes to major life decisions such as marriage, education, or career, it is one that provokes emotion across generation. While some argue that parents having more experience and wisdom are better equipped to make life choice for their children, or they believe that young people must be given the freedom to make their own decision as they go into adulthood. This issue touched deeply on the balance between guidance and autonomy, tradition, and independent responsibility, freedom. What is the role of the parent? The role of parent in the early age, it is very important. From birth, parents are the primary guide in a child life. They seek or they feed the child, they clothe, they protect, and educate their children. This is the moment parents make everything possible. Their role is crucial in laying the moral, spiritual, and emotional foundation that shape who the child become. So if a child turn out bad or good, is depend the education how the parents guide them. So parents is really important for you child. Some of you in the early age, you try to move from your parents for whatever the reason is. But whoever children who raised by themselves may be lucky to become someone, but parents are the main source to bring you to life. At this age, it is natural and necessary for parents to make decisions on behalf of their children. So parents has the time. It's just sometimes when you look at it, a child at the age probably under 10, and that child probably do bad things, we can go ahead and blame the parents because the parents must find time to be with the child, to guide the child, and to make the child do what it's supposed to do, not forcing the child. It is a natural thing. Okay? You don't have to be hard. You just do that. You just do it little by little, and you make it happen on the normal way. It's just like you go to bed, when you wake up, you brush your teeth and you take your breakfast. This is natural. You don't have to force yourself on anything. So that's why we're going to say the question from the beginning: should parents choose for their children? But you look at it, when the child, not a child, it become an adult. So, and parents interfere in their life and try to be ahead of them. That's where the shock began. So, what we basically want to advise every parents is to tell them on the early age, this is the time that you can do anything. It's the time you prepare the food for your child. When the child is a baby, you got a little bottle, and then you got to put whatever you want to put in the bottle, and the child didn't have no control of it. The only thing you need, I need food. You give me a bottle, I'm going to be drinking it. So, so that means the parents need to spend more time with their child. It is a sense the parent act as a shepherd, providing not only physical need, but also instilling value, belief, and discipline. The transition to independent. So the child will not always going to be a child. However, as a child grew, especially during adolescence and early adulthood, they began to develop their own identity. They start to take critically with option and face the real world challenge. This is the time when when parents must gradually let it go. So if the parents really know, let me tell you what I basically discovered. Personally, I know I was a good parent, and I know I am a good parent. I always do what I'm supposed to do. But I realized I didn't know. I just, doing it right or copy in what I'm supposed to do. But knowing exactly, I didn't know. So that's why I basically try to always bring counseling to people that can like you better. Because when you know what is good for you, let's say, you need to go to sleep. But some people don't understand why go to sleep. But when when you go to sleep, that's the time you go and get everything that's necessary for your body. That's the time God going to talk to you. That's the time you can get all your energy. You believe me, you're going to try to go to sleep. You're going to try to wake up early. You're going to time to take your breakfast because you know that's where your energy come from. Did you see there's a man or getting married, they're still running because they love to went out to make money and now to take care of the family, but never want to take care of themselves. At the end, they got too much in their hand, so they can do it and they become slave of it. The importance of parental guidance, it is very important. Even though child grow up and become independent, this does not mean parents no longer have a role. So the role of the parents is always there, but you have to be very smart. You know what I mean? You can't be on the front role all the time. There is a time that you are there. This is your place on the front role. There's going to be a time that you have to back up and watch your child make their own decision. You, a wise parent, understand when to speak and when to stay silent. Because sometimes, there is parents who control everything. They call them controller. No, they continue to share their value, remain their children of their root, and offer support when need. But the final decision should come from the child. That means the parents, you prepare your child, you guide your child, you know, you do anything that your child needs to know, and you back up. You back up. Let the child choose the life partner. There's no parents supposed to be in the head and try to make your own decision for your child. And at the conclusion, if you do your part really good to the beginning, as you're supposed to do it, you'll be surprised. You are the one who make choice for your child. That's the answer I am looking for, and I want to tell you. We will clarify that more at the end. But let's see what the Bible says. The Bible says in Proverbs 22, verse 6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This suggests that the real work of parents lie in early preparation. That means if parents did not take that moment to inject the real thing in the vein of your child, some parents, they prefer to go to work, make a lot of money, buy a luxury thing for the child, but did not take time to be around the child and try at the end to control the child. Your job is in the early age. That's why the Bible says you must invest in your child. The case of choosing a spouse, that's a problem. One of the most controversial area. When you have a good child, never have problem in their house. But when their child become an adult, they want to make his own choice, parents stand at the front and there is a fight. Is really the parents supposed to back up or the parents supposed to write the child? It depends. Because this is my child. I think I love my child. I don't want my child to go in trouble for the rest of his life. And sometimes, child, you need to understand your parent. If they go in front, try to make anything for you, it's because they love you. But parents, you must do your job in the early. When you do it early, you did need not go to play anything, be in the front line to support or to get anything to make them stronger to attack your child. Parents, you do not try to choose for your children. You try to do good on the early age to prepare your child for marriage. In some culture, arranged marriage are still practicing. Well, it is not something new because for some culture, parents are the one who are head of everything. But here in this country, is totally different. And parents must be very smart, okay, and play his role. But still, don't put no pressure on the life of the children when he come to choose his spouse. Do not need your approvals if you do your job. Because your child will basically follow whatever you teach them. That's what the Proverb 22 verse 6 say. While the parents is moving away from the child and the child become more trusty for themselves and want to do the best because there is no forcing. He will love what he's doing, whoever you want to marry to, based to the preparation of the parents. The love that bring to the child that can keep him going, not to be unhappy. Make sure the parents, when you step in, you can create an emotional damage. You can damage and even create a divorce in the marital life of your child. So take your time to understand your child, understand your role by preparing, by stepping early in the life of your children. If parents have raised their child with strong faith and value, and if their mothers have the relationship themselves, their children are more likely to choose a good spouse. Someone who share their belief, goal, moral standard to the child on the early age, that's exactly the child going to do. Faith and personal responsibility. For the Christian family, it is essentially important that child or children are taught to seek God first. Chers amis, and the relationship, it is important. Then you teach your child to know God. If your child know God, believe me, you don't have to be behind. He will do the best. He will do good. Parents should teach their children from young age to pray, to read the scripture, and to really on God in all things. So if you do that, believe me, but we are lazy, we don't have time. We spend our time in work while your child is wasting his time on the street or in the house by themselves. No child will pick up a Bible by themselves to read. You may find one or two because you cannot make it totally general. But a parent cannot choose salvation for their children or their child. They cannot choose for their child a spiritual journey. Each individual must walk that path on their own. If the path was prepared with love, prayer, sacrifice by their parents. So I believe the parent work is not to be ahead, to choose, to make the decision, but it is to understand one day your child will need freedom. Your child will make his own decision. So the parents, their job is to prepare your child to make their own decision. Children must also understand that with freedom comes responsibility. Because when your parents be there, be ahead for you, you don't feel nothing. But when you go ahead and you try to control everything on your own, believe me, you must take everything in your own and make sure whatever comes, it is on you. They cannot blame parents, no, for their mistake. Nor they can expect parents to fix every problem. When a child becomes adult, they must learn to carry the consequence of their choice, good or bad. Chesami, in the relationship, I'm going to telling you now. That's why I advise you to seek a counselor, to sit down with them, then you can go over the certain measure, certain principle, because choice, when you make a decision over your choice, this is the end of your life. If you want to be happy, make a good choice. If you want to be miserable for the rest of your life, make a bad choice. While parents play a powerful and necessary role in the shaping their children's life, they should not dominate the adult children's decision. Stay away, parents. Let them do their job. Do your part in advance. Their role or your role is to prepare. That's it. Not to control your children. A child raised with wisdom, love, faith will be equipped to make decisions that reflect those values. So now, before I close, and I would like to ask the same question. Should parents choose for their children? Now, in our other children or child or young adult, we say no. My parents cannot choose for me. I am adult. I can do back home. I believe I'm agree with you. I'm going to agree with you because you are adult. I just told you, whatever decision you take, that means there is a consequences. Okay? You must take responsibility because the value of whatever you do, that means in your decision, there always going to be a price. It can be good or bad. So prepare for that. Don't blame your parents. But I probably blame the parents because the question, I will say yes, the parents choose for the child or the children. I will say yes. Man, you will say, Mr. the counselor, Mr. Fritz, you just told me parents should stay apart. Now you told me at the end, yes, you can make a decision for me. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Yes, if you follow all my step, especially when I go to Proverbs 22, verse 6, and I said, the Bible suggests the parents to prepare the child. When he become older, he'll depart from what basically he learned. That's what the Bible says. So, if any parents who prepare their children properly, if you're a Christian, you prepare religiously. If you are not a Christian, you prepare the way you believe. And your child will make a decision. For example, the biggest problem the parents always has with their children when they become adults and they're not agree, I don't know who is right or wrong, but if your parents is Christian, that means you know you're supposed to pick up a Christian man or a Christian lady to bring in their house. You know you're not supposed to bring someone who has tattoo everywhere and this. You know that. You know they're not going like that. You know they will love you to bring someone who are now educated, someone normalmente well prepared. They don't want you to bring anyone to their house. But parents, if you never sit down clearly to mention those stuff to your child, expect because you're a Christian, that means they have to do what basically they think. What you are wrong. You need to sit down to make your child to convert to Christ. Talk about God. Make it read the Bible. Make it understand and get baptized. And then you sit down. You talk to them. If you never do that, believe me, it is wrong and don't hoping that your child will make a decision the way you will like it. So in other words, the preparation in everywhere. Teach your child to make money. It is very important. To go to work. Teach your child to go to school. Get a higher degree. To learn something very important. You teach them. Open your mouth. But you do not force no one. So, my conclusion, and I have to go, what if I ask the question again? Did the parents choose for their children? Yes. The parents choose for their children. Parents who sit down and at the early age, who prepare the child, tell the child what to do. That means the parent does not have to come on the front when the adult young people can make their own choice. Believe me, if you do it right, your child will do it right also. So that means my biggest conclusion, if the child get to success, is because the parents raise him in the right way. If the child go down, is because the parent never dare to participate on his life, to dict him the right and the wrong. So parents, you do not have to be mad when they tell you the success of your child become to you, unsuccessful of your child become to you. Do not do not be upset and say, well, I do anything to my power if the child did not choose. I don't know. But I do know. You pray for your child every day. Every day. Pray for your child. Talk to your child. Have a meeting with them. Do I will say those who are Christian, sit down, you do prayer together, you do community um, service, read the Bible together, explain the text, difficult text to your child, and make it believe that in you, it trusts you from early age. And I have to go. I will ask you please to pass this message to others if you think it's good for you. If that teaching is going to help in you, send it to another. Subscribe to my channel, like it, and pass it to another one that will basically make everything go well. So at that point, I know you will love yourself. My phone number is 305-496-9011. My name is Dr. Fritz. Thank you.